Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome back to my channel. I thought I would just kind of check in and say how is everyone with this virus, because this is a global thing. How are you doing in your own countries? I'm really interested in how different countries, how people are feeling in different countries and in different areas in the UK. Do you think that people are taking the government advice? I am just interested in all that, so leave a comment down below how you are dealing with it. Currently how it is where I live at the moment. I live in Bristol, which is a city, which is obviously a very busy place in the UK, and we've been told to social distance. Schools have been closed, but some school children whose parents work for the NHS or police and stuff, those school children get to go into school with other children. And pubs, restaurants, clubs, cinemas, theatres, gyms, all of that have been told to close. As of today, they have to close. So yesterday was the last night people could go to clubs and pubs, and our Prime Minister said, don't go out for one last kind of hurrah, just stop. We need to social distance to stop this from spreading, because even though, you know, someone like myself, I may be able to survive it, I may pass it on to someone who doesn't survive it and something terrible happens to them. And so me and Dom have been social distancing from people. We've both been working from home. Dom normally works in an office, but they've all been told to work from home. We haven't really been going out unless we've had to. We've been going out for walks. We don't have a garden, so we have been, you know, going out into the world for walks, but just staying away from people, just doing the government advice basically. Social distancing, not going into packed places. We haven't been to any bars, pubs, anything like that for about 2 weeks now. Because before they said you had to social distance, we had kind of started distancing, because his office really early on were like work from home. As soon as they saw this, they were like work from home. So we've been doing that for kind of a while now. I can't say the same for the people in my area. As I said, I live in Bristol city centre. There's a lot of young people in Bristol. It's a very young city, young, busy city. And last night I could hear them all coming back from the pubs. I live right near a massive building that holds a lot of university students. And normally we hear them coming back and they're shouting and they're drunk. But last night they were really squawking. For a minute I thought it was foxes. Not even joking. I was in bed and I was like, oh my god, Dom, can you hear that? Foxes, because we don't get foxes around here. So I heard this screeching, and I love foxes, and I was like, oh, I think the wildlife's coming back. Foxes, you know, people were saying about in Venice how clear the water is, and in China how they're seeing deers in built up areas. The wildlife's coming back to us, and I was like, I think we're getting foxes again. And I heard someone swear and was like, oh, I don't think foxes would swear like that. Oh, wait a sec, it's the university students losing their minds, squawking, kicking something in the road I could hear. But they had obviously gone out on one last hurrah, which I think that is going to be terrible for all of us, because think about last night. Even though now pubs, restaurants are all closed, last night a lot of people gathered together to have one last drink, as it's their right and everything, and so they were all together. So think of them all together getting very drunk. I think we are going to see the consequences of that, unfortunately. When we were told to social distance, people weren't. The stadium near me was still open, and there was football matches still going on, so people in stadiums crammed together. There's a music venue around me where all the bands for that week had pulled out of the music venue. So the music venue said, okay, right, we haven't got any bands this week because they've pulled out because of the virus. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up as a nightclub. And during the day, normally they only have stuff on the evenings and that's it. And they said, okay, what we're going to do is during the day and evenings, local bands can come to perform. And then at night, we're going to open up as a nightclub. So they doubled the amount of events that they normally had in there. And I just thought that was shocking. And I understand they've got to make a living and they've got to pay their bills and everything. But I just thought that's so shocking that you've defeated the point. The point that these bands pulled out is because they thought, oh, it's not responsible for us to be performing when we're all supposed to be social distancing. And yet you just haven't listened to that at all, which I found very shocking. But then I do feel sorry for businesses as well in the situation, and that businesses are going to shut down, and how are they going to survive? What's going to happen to them? And people who, you know, have online businesses like myself, Etsy, people aren't buying on Etsy, and I totally understand, because they've got other stuff to worry about. They've got to make sure, have I got enough for my bills? Some people have lost their jobs. Have I got enough for food and all this? And so they're not buying from places like Etsy, because on Etsy it's like luxury things, isn't it? It's stuff that you don't necessarily need. It's not food that you're buying. It's maybe a nice mug or a nice book or something like that, or a nice piece of jewellery. And so I get why people aren't spending on Etsy, but obviously for some Etsy businesses that's going to just put them out of business, because they won't be able to sustain that, and they'll have to just, as soon as the virus is done, their kind of Etsy dream will be done and they'll have to get an office job and stuff. But that's just, this all can't be helped, unfortunately. This is all a rubbish situation for everyone. And I was thinking, like, should I do a light-hearted video about this? I was thinking, okay, like, let's just be like, I literally can't be light-hearted about it. I just think it's awful, and how people, you know, our death toll rate, and the death toll rate in Italy is horrendous, and vulnerable people having to stay inside their home because they're so scared of getting it, and elderly people. And then you've got some individuals who are still having house parties, who are still going out, and I don't understand it. That's the thing with those people. I did a bit of an Instagram rant yesterday on my Instagram stories, but the whole thing was, I just don't understand it. In the video I was like, I just don't, why would you do that? I don't get it. I can't find the what. I need to stop touching my face as well. Stop touching my face and stop touching my hair. I need to stop doing that as well. But I don't get how people aren't getting this. I don't know. And then there's little things that you're like, oh, that seems nice, but I don't think that's the government advice. Like the children across the road from me, their friends knocked at their house earlier today and they've all gone out together on their bikes. And it's like, okay, there's like a gang of you together on your bikes, but I think it's supposed to be social distancing, and they're like riding next to each other on their bikes. And it's like, oh, it's nice that kids are playing outside and playing on their bikes and getting exercise, but move apart, guys. Like, social distance, come on now. 2 meters. Like, come on. Because that's obviously going to spread. All the children not being at school and then meeting up with each other outside of school in groups, they're not going to be standing 2 meters away from each other. They're going to be, like, you know, right near each other, hugging each other and everything. So I do worry about that. I worry about people defying the rules. We have been told, can I just say, what is this outfit? Like, I've lost the will. Like, just spotted and bright pink. I look like an aerobics instructor from the 80s. But people aren't listening to the rules, basically. Like, I'm a stickler for rules. God, I'm such a rebel. But really, do you see I just touched my hair again? I'm going to have to stop doing that to get the hair out of my face. But yeah, people aren't listening to the rules. I really hope they do. I'm going to go out for a walk, and I hope I don't see anyone in pubs and bars and galleries. A lot of places in Bristol are independently run, so I know chains of stuff, obviously for their image, they've shut, but a lot of independent places, I don't know whether they're going to shut or not. I think you get fined, so maybe they will. Maybe they'll think, well, I can't afford the fine, because taking the hit from the virus and then the hit from the fine as well. Can you hear those birds are going absolutely, I live near the water, so the seagulls go absolutely mental. But we are fine. Me and Dom are fine. I am very much, I don't want to catch it because I don't want to pass it on to anyone. I live in a block of flats and there are a lot of elderly people in this block of flats, and I don't want to have it, and then we all have a communal door to get into our block of flats. I don't want to have it and touch the door and then someone else touches the door and then something terrible happens to them. So I'm just trying to, you know, social distance and everything like that. Dom is a bit more like, he doesn't want to go out. He wants to like minimum go out. He has asthma. He doesn't have bad asthma. He uses his asthma pump like once before he goes to bed to help him sleep, and that's it. But he just doesn't want to get it because people with asthma apparently takes them longer to get over the virus when they have it, and also then he doesn't want to spread it on to people. And we both have people in our families who are vulnerable, and we were supposed to be going back to Essex this weekend for Mother's Day and to see all our family. My granddad's just had a hip replacement surgery, and I wanted to go and see him and everything, but we're not going to risk it, because if we drove there, we have to stop at a few service stations because it's like a 4.5 hour drive. I don't drive, so Dom does a drive by himself, so we'd have to stop at service stations, get off there. There's a risk of us getting it there, and then what if we've got it and we don't know, and we pass it on to our elderly relatives or people who in our family are going through treatment at the moment. We just decided that it wouldn't be a very sensible thing. Like, I'd love to see my family right now. I'd love to see Lola, I'd love to see my parents, I'd love to see my granddad, but it's just like the kindest thing to do is to just kind of stay away and stay here and not spread anything to them. So I'm going out to Bristol now. I will see if anyone is in the streets and what they were doing. I have loads of videos pre-filmed. So before the virus really kicked off, I filmed loads of videos. So in those videos I don't mention anything to do with the virus, and I'm so glad I filmed those videos because I feel like they're a little escape from the virus. So Monday will be a Northanger Abbey book review. I do a book club now over on my Patreon. We were reading Northanger Abbey. Patrons, I'll soon be putting up what our next book club will be for April. Wednesday will be, I've got 2 reading vlogs. I've got a day in the life, and then I've got a reading vlog from when I went on holiday recently to France with my parents. And then Friday will be a true crime video. I have loads of true crime cases that I've recorded talking about, and I also have a lawsuit. If anyone watches the show My £600 Life, some of the people who were on My £600 Life are now suing the show. They have the same lawyer, but they have individual lawsuits, and I go into all of that, and that is just fascinating because I think some of those people really do have a case against the show and a case against kind of reality TV. And I talk about reality TV, how if you're going to put yourself on a reality TV show, they're going to use you. They're going to use you emotionally, and they're not going to be that moral about it. Is that a crime? I don't think it is, but you know, I go into that all on that video. So I'll run a poll on my, you know, community post when I type things on YouTube, and you can see it as a message. A community post, I'll run a poll as to what true crime you want. Do you want a true crime case, or would you like the £600 case? I'll run that on there so we can talk about it. But I just thought I'd check in. Maybe I'll do some live streams as well on Mondays when I don't have a book review video to put up. Maybe I'll just do a little live stream and check in with everyone and see how everyone's doing. I hope you are all doing well. I don't have any toilet roll, I'm going to be honest there. It's like past a joke at this point though. I've been to supermarkets, I've been to little shops around me, no toilet roll. So I had to get a box of tissues, you know, like boxed tissues that are the same as toilet paper. They're not going to like block my toilet or anything, but I just got boxes of boxed tissues. Thank you to everyone who is bulk buying. Thank you. I went to Asda the other day and we were at the toilet paper bit and it was just all empty, and this man came around the corner and like looked at the toilet paper and he flipped out. He's like, and so it's like flipping out, really flipping out. And we had to get out of that aisle as quick as we could. I've never seen that before in a supermarket. Someone like lose their mind, and he was like shouting at the shelves, and then he was saying selfish, selfish, like selfish people and stuff like that. And I was like, that's like there's nothing we can do about it. Like, people have bulk buyed, they've done this, that's it. There's nothing I can do about it or you can do about it. That's just the situation right now. I think the bulk buying is just awful, but then I think it causes other people to panic because when people initially in the UK, they started bulk buying stuff because of the virus, and then now other people, when they see stuff, they're not just going to get one thing, they'll be like, oh no, I have to get 2 because people panic buy. So then they've started panic buying. Me and Dom have not panic bought at all. Before the virus really like kicked off, we actually went to a bargain store and got some pasta and stocked up on pasta. This is before we even knew about the virus. It's like we knew somehow. We stocked up on pasta and sauces and stuff. So we haven't actually panic bought anything. Maybe we should have got some more toilet roll though. Now, I didn't realise it was going to be completely out. I thought it was like an online joke. Oh, I didn't know that people were actually buying up everything. But that's it. Oh my god. Like, why do I touch my face? I wonder why I touch my face and my hair so much. I think because my hair's so long, it's always of me that I'm always touching it, but I need to break that habit and stop that now. London, how are people doing in London? Because I've seen pictures of the tube where people are still like that, like breathing on each other, still really packed in the trains. So what happened in London? London is like, people who are from London are, the papers are calling them super spreaders because they spread the virus at a higher rate than anywhere else in the UK. But that's because there's a lot of people in a small space. But in the trains, a lot of people were working from home. So what they decided to do, the government, was to cut the train services because they were like, you know, all these people working from home, let's just cut the number of trains we had. But what that has now done, it's forced a load of people onto the same few trains. So because there's not as many trains, everyone's getting on the same trains, so everyone is packed in even more than usual. And if you've ever been on the tube, I hate the tube by the way. I'm too scared. Like last time I went to London, and the tube opened, like people were going past me and they were going on the tube and people were going off, and I was waiting for like that to stop before I could get on the tube. No, you have to like push your way through. No, did you? No. What's that accent? No. But you have to wait for, you can't wait. So I was waiting. So I was like, oh, everyone's coming off. Oh, people are pushing past, people are going on. I'll just wait until, it calms down a little bit and then I'll step on. You have to like push your way through as well. And I hate that so much because normally I'll wait. Like, I'm the last person to get off a train. Like aeroplanes, when the seatbelt sign comes on, you can take your seatbelt off and be like running to get their things, like pushing past. Like I just wait. I just sit in my seat, wait till everyone's gone, and then I'll get up. I don't like to push my way through. Just see how dramatic I was. That was like a little bit of improv. Do you see? I was like, ooh! But I wait. And so, oh, my new technique. Got a bit of hair on my face. Can I use my sleeve? Okay, our sleeves are so dirty right now because doing that to open things and open doors, our sleeves are going to be the most dirtiest. Oh, and I've just put my sleeve on my face. Fabulous. Anyway, so the tubes, everyone's packed in was basically what I was trying to say, and I hate the tubes because I just stand there. Like, tubes go past and on, off, oh, another tube, on, off, and I'm just standing there. It's awful. So, yeah, anyway. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is okay with social distancing and everything's alright with that situation. I'm going to go out for a walk to Bristol now. I hope all the bars, pubs, clubs and everything have actually closed and are actually listening to closed. What is wrong with my voice today? God. I have closed and everyone is okay and everyone's listening finally to what the government has said. But the government have said if we all listen then it'll be over in 12 weeks, but not everyone's going to listen. Not everyone's doing it. Not everyone is social distancing. And like I said, with those like kids riding so close next to each other on their bikes, I don't know if it will be over in 12 weeks or if it will just carry on. I hope we're not in a situation like Italy. I just look at the stories from Italy and think, oh my god, how awful. I hope we don't get to the numbers that they have in Italy, the death toll and everything. Oh my god. And so yeah, that's fearful for me that we're going to be Italy, and that's what all the papers are saying. They're like, we're 2 weeks away from Italy's situation and everything. It's just very, very fearful, the whole thing. But videos on my channel are going to carry on, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I will still have videos on this channel. I just wanted to check in and see how you all are. So tell me how it is going for you, and I will see you all again soon for another video. I'll see you on Monday for my Northanger Abbey book review.